Hey folks, David Frost, mystrategicforecast.com. Today is Tuesday, June 3rd, and thanks for tuning in for another episode of Common Sense Technical Analysis. You're looking at a daily chart of the SPY, and we basically had a flat to nothing day. It was up a little bit, it was down a little bit, but nothing going on. Again with the light volume. And we all know you just can't short a light volume market. It's not going up any significant strides any longer, and it just doesn't go down on light volume. So I think we're overbought. I think we need a pullback, but I don't think this is the big turn we're looking for. It's basically the same story over and over again up until the market tells us it's going to do something else. I just want to turn the channel a little bit to, let's look at the Nasdaq, because the Nasdaq, here we go. The Nasdaq market, on a daily basis. Last night I talked about the Qs, and the Qs were basically at the old high from before. It was basically making a double top. And here, let's take a look real quick at the Qs. Okay. Daily chart of the Qs, you're hitting up against this top from March, in beginning of March. But the Nasdaq composite, okay, is different. And the Nasdaq composite, which is significantly off the highs, lower highs here, potentially lower high here. So it's not the same as the Qs. The Qs are misweighted. This is a better representation of the Nasdaq marketplace. And so that's another warning sign that we talk about. I know we sometimes go over the IWM, and the same thing goes in the IWM. Really nothing going on today. It's weak and it's lower highs and it's in a downtrend until further notice. So that's about it for the market. Until the market tells us it's going to turn, we'll be patient with it. And we've got some swing trades out there, and that's fine in individual stocks and a couple of ETFs. So let's swing over to the TNX, which is the 10-year Treasury. And what do we have here? Whoa, we have a spike higher again. I told you this thing was bottomed, or it was very close to a bottom. That's why I wanted to stay with the short TLT trade or long TBT trade. And it turns out that's the right move for now. I think this is higher to go. I wouldn't be surprised to see this tag the 50-day moving average 263. That could happen tomorrow. You never know. I mean, look, this is a gap fill here. Here's your 50 days going to be creeping down a little bit right into this gap fill another day or two. So, yeah, that's not out of the realm of possibility. It certainly seems plausible at this point. And at that point, after a multi-day move like that, I would expect some kind of a pause, and we'll see what the pattern gives us at that time. May take some profit off the table, may not in our short TLT trade. Let's look at the 30-year, which is basically a similar picture. You're going to come up and probably, my numbers are about 350 for this top here is going to be challenged at 350, and I would say that it's going to find a lot of resistance as we approach that area. There's also a lot of resistance in here. So here you have a pivot top, and so I would say that I wouldn't be surprised to see 350 this week easily, and then I would expect a pause. So that's why I'm saying I may cover some of that short TLT trade, because we can certainly see a pullback after we get up to this level. It had a nice big move off of this bottom here, and I would expect some kind of pullback, some sign of retracement, maybe a 38% retracement or a 50% retracement back down in this area. So we'll see what happens when that takes place. Okay, let's move on over to the gold market, and let's take a look at the GLD. And same picture as yesterday, not much happening. But it could be starting to move sideways, which wouldn't bode well for gold. It would mean it's probably going to take another leg down, but it's way too early to tell. But this is in a downtrend, and we're not going to get interested in gold anytime soon. Gold may coincide on the upside, meaning gold may move up as the stock market moves down later in the summer. And I have some theories as to why, and I'll kind of trickle that information out over the next several days to weeks in some of these videos, just to give you a feel for where some of the money is sloshing around out there. So, all right, let's take a look at oil. Oil market, let's look at the USO. And with the USO, a little bounce today off of this pullback. So I think this was just nothing more than a pullback. I think that oil can make another move up. USO can make another move up. And I think we're going to move over to the weekly chart. I still think that we can challenge this top at, call it $39.50 to $40. A lot of resistance here. A lot of resistance here. Okay, remember, this is a weekly chart. So if we get up into that area, that's probably great for a pullback. But we'll have to see how it plays out and how it gets up there. But it is setting up for another move higher. I have to say, this seems like, we're getting some of these up thrust, pullback, up thrust, pullback, up thrust, pullback maybe, and another up thrust. So we'll see how it goes. If we see a good setup, we'll take it. But we're not going to be short oil anytime soon for all the reasons we keep talking about geopolitically and the fact that it's just not the right time. It's not the appropriate time to be short the commodities or the general stock market. And while gold is going down, I still don't think that it's got that much more to go anyway. And I just don't see the setup. So I don't want to take something I don't feel is a high probability. I don't feel comfortable with it. And so that's where it is. So those are the markets for today, folks. And that's going to be a wrap. Thanks for tuning in to Common Sense Technical Analysis. We'll see you in the next episode.